Hey guys, Spiderbot here, and welcome to another episode of Borderlands 2 Tips and Tactics. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at the Badass ranking system, Badass tokens, tokens that you can use to theoretically infinitely improve your character stats across all your characters on your Borderlands 2 account, whether you're playing on Xbox 360, PS3, or PC. Now, the way this works is you obtain badass ranking by completing challenges, and there are a myriad of challenges here for you to complete, from killing challenges, looting, weapon-specific, location-specific, and some of these challenges actually offer levels, so you can go through multiple levels of a challenge and get increasing badass ranking as you complete each of the levels. And the way everything works here is based on the law of diminishing returns. So the more badass ranks you obtain, the harder it becomes to obtain tokens. So for instance, let's say, for example, in the earlier stages, it would take you 10 badass ranks in order to obtain a badass token. When you get, progress further and further, it takes increasingly more badass rank to obtain your next token. And there's actually a somewhat of a complicated chart. I'll put a link in the description for you guys so that you can see actually that diminishing returns based on your badass ranking. And the same goes for the stats. Now, if we look at the stats that you can actually improve upon, there are a total of 14 of them. So what happens when you go to redeem a token, you basically only have 5 options, and I think it favors the stats that you haven't upgraded as much, so you'll see those, potentially see those more often. So what I'd suggest doing is selecting 4 stat categories that you basically don't feel you need to upgrade and concentrate on the other ones, or you can go for a more balanced approach and basically upgrade all 14 stats at the same time, at the same levels. And there is an advantage in doing that, but there's also advantages in, focusing on 10. And the reason why I say 10 is because you only get the choice of 5 each time you want to use a token. So at some point, you're going to have, a selection of 4 of the stats that you don't want to upgrade, and then only 1 remaining of the stat that you do want to upgrade. But the problem is, and again it goes back to the law of diminishing returns, is that the more tokens you spend on a particular upgrade, eventually the less increase you get. So right now, when we're spending these tokens, we're typically getting a 0.5% increase, but that only goes, and again, the link is in the description to give you a chart of how many tokens to spend versus a stat bonus increase. So if we look at this chart, if once you use your first token, you get a stat bonus increase of 1%. The next token, it's 0.7. The third token is 0.6. From tokens 4 to 8 on a particular stat, it's only a 0.5% increase. And it goes out from there. It eventually becomes a 0.4, a 0.3, a 0.2, and likely a 0.1. But 0.2% allows for 625 tokens. So from tokens number 82 to 625, there's only a 0.2% stat bonus increase. So that's what I mean. Maybe you want to take a more balanced approach, because those tokens are going to apply to a higher increase in a stat that you haven't upgraded as much, as opposed to a very small increase on a stat that you have highly upgraded. But again, it's infinite because this spans your characters. And you start each character. If you look, I have a Siren class, a Siren character here, and the challenges are all new. So you can actually rank up. I mean, I've ranked up all these challenges or complete all these challenges as 0, but they don't apply to the new characters. So you can just keep ranking. You can create as many new characters as you want. I mean, you can have characters that have 5 different characters that have completed all the challenges, and your ranking is going to be something ridiculous, and you're going to have all these tokens to use and all these stat increases. And I got to give credit to Gearbox here, because the system, this badass ranking system, is actually great, because it just promotes playing the game, and it's such a fun game. It's just such a fun game to play, and once you complete the game on one character, I mean, you play through again with that same character, rank them up to 50, or start new characters and try out the different classes. They're coming out with a Necromancer class, I think, next month, and they're also looking at additional classes down the road that you could play. So you're going to want to play through and rank those guys up too, and play through the DLC. One thing also that I should mention is that you can actually disable the stat bonus increases. And maybe that's there for the purists to, if you want to start over with a new character, you don't necessarily want all those stat bonus increases, and you want to play through it as a clean slate. Then you do have the option of turning the stat bonuses off entirely. And I actually verified, even if you do turn the stat bonuses off, you can still increase your badass rank. So if you start a new character and you hit Q on the stat page or the badass ranking page to disable it for that character, you can still complete all the challenges, and those you get tokens, you obtain new tokens, you can apply stat bonuses. They just won't apply to that character unless you turn it back on. But that's it, and like I said, it's a pretty cool system, and it really promotes continued gameplay in Borderlands 2. So, what do you guys think? What level? Hey, I want to know, if you're playing Borderlands 2, what badass ranking are you at? I mean, I'm at 2,000 something here. I'm sure I've seen people that are like over 20,000. But what rank are you guys at? And what stat bonus or what stats have you guys sort of focused on for increasing? Let us know in the comments. Be interesting to see. Anyways, that's it for badass ranking. Hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything I missed, leave a comment, and we'll make sure we cover it maybe in another video. All right, I'm Spider, and I'm out. One last thing, guys, is I've moved our Borderlands 2 playthrough over to NGT Games, so all future playthrough videos will be located over there. I'll put a link in the description to the latest video as of today, the first one that has been posted over on NGT Games. So if you want to follow along or continue following along with our playthrough, which is epic, this is an epic game. It's so much fun, especially playing it with the guys and 4 players. It's quite awesome. So be sure to go check it out. Links again in the description, or possibly as an annotation directly over the video that you see playing here of our playthrough. So hope to see you guys over there. That's it for now. I'm Spider, and I'm out.